Good evening, Bobcat fans, and welcome to this week's Coach's Corner. How was tonight, Coach Riggs? And Coach Riggs, I tell you, Friday night, if you ever talked about a football game that really time ran out on us, I think time ran out Friday night. Bobcats really and truly took command after the halftime. I don't know what you told them at halftime, but the Bobcats took command the second half, had the ball game in control. Andalusia never even came close to doing anything in the second half, and really and truly the clock just ran out on us in the second half.
Well, I think it really did, Randy. We had some problems moving the football. They got a good defensive team, and we've been kind of a second half team anyway, particularly. Hang on, man, I ain't got my microphone.
All right, Randy, I'm ready now. Mike come in a hurry, didn't he? Mike's on the ball tonight. Undoubtedly, that phone hadn't rang yet, so we all right.
That's his job. All right. I apologize for that. I guess I'm a little bit under it tonight. I don't know, but
You've been out of school 2 days, Coach. What's been wrong?
Well, you probably tell from the color of my face right now. I've been a little bit under the weather, but Randy, we really we've been kind of a second half team anyway, and you know, the other night we had problems in the first half, but we came back out and we told our guys at halftime we knew we were going to move the ball and we were going to score some points. And we had that one right before halftime. We didn't get in down there. And we told them we were going to get the job done. The defense needed to continue to play the way they've been playing and hold them off, that we were going to get our points. And, we were just, it seemed like we were just late getting them. We had some opportunities that we couldn't punch in. And we scored down there, I think, with 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, made a 2-point conversion, made it 10-8, and then had our shot at the end down there. But we were played, I guess, as hard as you can play. It was a good high school football game to watch. It was exciting down to the end, and the only thing that didn't turn out is that we just didn't win the ball game. And it was obviously disappointing to our players and our coaches, and there was a lot of disappointment in the dressing room after the ball game, as you might could figure, in losing a game like that. But I think that one consolation that comes from is when you relay everything you got, put it down on the line. It doesn't come out. At least when you walk off the field, you're hurt and disappointed, but at least you know you did your best. I know our players did that because you can watch the tape and see what kind of effort that we're getting throughout the game. But I think time ran out on us. I wish we'd had a little bit more time, but the game only lasts 48 minutes, and that's all it gets. But it was a good game to watch, and I think a lot of people I know that listened to the game or came to see the game really enjoyed it as far as being just a good high school football game.
Sure was. I know up in the stand after the game, some of us still standing around just saying we hated to leave. I know Gordon Spurley, he hollered a lot and he likes to see the ball games. And after that, he said he just couldn't believe it. He's sitting there, and like a lot of us, it was just a hard-fought ball game. We had so many chances to win, and it was just I think the fans was drained too. It was one of those games the fans was really involved in it.
Well, it's true, Randy. And throughout the year, during every one of our wins, we've won the game in the fourth quarter. And it's kind of commonplace that we just each week we told our players that, in order to win, we've got, number one, control of football. We didn't do that as well as we needed to Friday night. That hurt us. But we knew we needed to do that. We knew we didn't need to give up a lot of long runs and passes, long plays to the opposition. And that we always told them we felt like if we can get the game to the fourth quarter that we'll win it, because we know that, or felt like anywhere, I believe that we had superior conditioning to everybody, and that if we get the game in the fourth quarter, we're going to win it. And I just felt like going fourth quarter, we were going to win the game. I think our players felt like that, and I think after the past few weeks that maybe our fans believe that too, which is a big turnaround in the way it's been maybe around in the past. And I guess we all were just sitting there knowing it was going to happen, and all of a sudden time ran out on us. So in one sense that really hurt, but in another sense it's good that we had that much belief in what was going on. And we came very, very close to our players after the ball game. We had set some goals we've talked about a lot before. We came within 20 or 30 seconds of accomplishing those goals, and there were so many plays here, if we'd have caught this ball or made this block or hadn't had this mistake here, that we might could have stuck another one in to get it done. But you can't go back and replay all those things now. All those things are over, and the game will go down. It's 10-8, and it was a tough loss, but again, a good high school football game. One the fans definitely got into, and I know we waited maybe a long time to give them something really to yell about, but they had something to yell about at the end. I'm just sorry they couldn't still have been there about 10:30 yelling.
That's right. It was a big one, Coach, and it was a good ball game. And like you said, the outcome is the only thing that really spoiled the night. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, Coach, we've got the kickoff here, and so Bobcats are kicking off to the solid colored uniforms, Andalusia. And watch this tackle. Bingo!
Well, I tell you right now, it's dead gum lick being passed right there. That hard tackle. I see no Kevin Crew in there. And tell who else. Andalusia, a good offensive football team. That's good defense. I tell you, Randy.
Antonio and Lance.
Antonio hadn't played a whole lot in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Had some injury problems, some other problems. So he came back, I know, played real well in the second half, particularly.
McTeer and Sonny Messer.
They came out in a different look than they had been using this year, and really we had some adjustment to make to it, and yeah, I thought our kids did a pretty good job adjusting to it and doing what they needed to do and slowing them up there. And we held them in check for most of the night. What really hurt us early here was they had 2 real good punts that kept us backed up the biggest part of the first half.
They sure did. They had 2 great punts, and this is one of them right here. Just rolled down about the 2-yard line.
It kicks it way over there in the corner, and then it rolls down there to about 2-yard line. That's not really where you want to be starting a football game, because right there, you know, we've been known to fumble the first play.
But we didn't.
No, we didn't. We came up here. We were just trying to move out enough here to get first down. They played a little different defensively, slid over some of our formations, those kind of things, and they had been doing. That's a good run there, try to get the ball out a little ways by Reggie Hightower. And during this early part right here, we didn't block people as well as we need to. They're really sticking it to us right there. And so we have to punt here and from backed up in our own end zone, and good snap and punt and everything. And we didn't, from standpoint of getting the ball off, we don't get very, we got a little pressure there. And they get the ball down here now. They got the ball on our 27-yard line just in exchange of punts. So they come back here on first down and on a trap up in there, and you see our guys, number of Bobcats on the tackle there.
Tony Kirkland's one in on tackle.
And penalty play. They alternated their tailbacks. They got 2 pretty good ones. A couple pretty good fullbacks. They did a lot of alternating of their backs the other night. And quarterback keeping the ball here. And big tackle there, but that's Michael Hines making the play. And we just missed a tackle there, and they go in and score. And that's one of the things that they were doing to us early that we had to make an adjustment to. And I thought Coach Smith's defense did a good job of making the adjustments and of being smart as to what they were doing. They were coming out, and at times they were, widening their splits in a certain place and that kind of thing. I thought our kids did a good job of recognizing that. And, well, they were reckoning points up in a hurry, aren't they?
Yeah, they got a little trouble there to start with on the clock. So with 5:56 left in the first quarter, 7-0 Andalusia.
But we adjusted now. That's our last touchdown. They come down and get another one down here in a minute that we're going to come down and control. And
Sonny Messer.
Get the ball back to about 33 or 34-yard line. And they do a good job here. We're just missing some blocks here. And they were real fired up defensively early at this time. When that's happening, you got to really stick with your guys and do your job here. And we try to come back, try to run the sweep, and they do a good job on that. And we're just not getting anything done, in the standpoint of the running game right now. And we come back here and they get penetration up inside, and that's just not a very good offensive series. And things looking real tough right here. And we're just trying to kind of keep our kids cool on the sideline and, remind them again, we have a little problem there in the punting game. And they get real good field position down here again. And we're just trying to keep our guys cool and let them know that sooner or later we're going to get our points on the board to keep playing hard on defense. And they knocked us off a little bit right there, running the leads at us. we knew they were going to do that some. They they lost the second half after they lost their quarterback. They didn't bring him back in the ball game. They really lost, I think, a lot of their offense. You know, he'd been a lot of their offense this year. They really limited what they could do. And, well, here they let him keep the ball. A great play right here by Sonny Messer.
Sure did. And that's where he got injured on, too, one of the plays. Sonny just reached out and got him, brought him back, and said, hey, that's far enough.
Really did. We missed a tackle there and allowed him to get a good gain here. And thought for the most part, we tackled pretty well the other night. We missed a few early, but after that, I tell you, I don't believe we missed many in the second half because there was a lot of plays over there behind the line of scrimmage and that kind of thing. And that comes with, as you gain a little maturity about you, as the season goes on, you ought to become better tacklers.
They give their fun really right here in the first half, and that's about it after that.
See Antonio down there chasing. We lose contain. And he tossed the pass. It's incomplete there. And, so do a good job of the defense here. Force them to punt the football, and they come back here and kick it to us. And
get another one of them.
And dead gum thing rolls dead on the 3-yard line. And some gun must have a magnet in it or something down there. I don't know what they're doing. But we come back here, put Aaron Hightower in at quarterback here, and try to run the lead. And see, when you're down there on your 3-yard line, Randy, we just hadn't been in a position that we could do very much what we wanted to do offensively. We're just trying to get the thing out in position. We didn't really want to pass the ball down there, and that ends the first quarter. We just haven't been able to do much offensively with the field position we've had. Yeah, and we try to run a little quarterback draw here, and that didn't go very far. I tell you, Randy, our first three, there we are back kicking in the end zone again. I think it's 3 times we punted in the end zone here, and it rolls out, and they got the ball on this side of the field again. And, you know, as it boils down to, that's one of the differences in the ball game, their ability to keep us backed up here at the beginning of the game. And our defense hanging in there tough. Breaking outside there and bouncing outside for the first down. We basically started the same defense as we've been starting. Oh, they break another one there off there. I see we run a stunt on the other side. Good job. I think that was William McTeer getting it down. Jake Donaldson getting it down over there. We basically started the same defensive crew that we had been starting throughout the year. We had a couple of changes. Sonny Messer and Tony Kirkland started the end. Kevin Crew had been sick first part of the week, and Kevin played, I think Kevin played the whole second half. But, our defense does a really good job of stopping them down here and not giving them first down or touchdown, and making them kick the field goal. And, you know, Randy, again, that goes back to this could have been the deciding factor in the ball game had we gone down and been able to get some more points on the board, you know, in the second half as we came close to do it.
This is a big defensive series right here.
It really is, and the great play here. The quarterback keeps the ball, looks like he's going to score, and Reggie Hightower comes through and makes a big play for us there, and I think this is the third down play. They fumble the ball, and it goes down, and I believe it's fourth down now. They come in and decide to kick the field goal, and the field goal
will be the difference in the game.
Yeah, it's the difference in the ball game, and they kick it through and get a 10-0 lead. And you know, again, our kids do a good job of stopping them down there, and that goes back to the field position. You know, if we'd been able to stop them back there 30, 40 yards upfield because we'd had better field position, we'd been a lot better off. But that's part of the game. It's a game of field position sometimes. Those kind of some things that you got to be able to do.
Sonny Messer running football.
Defensively, we started some same team we've been starting. Excellent run here. This is a great trap, and we thought we could trap them up inside. So I think it was Mike Solomon making the trap, Lance Lindsay and Brian McCall and Stephen Hughes blocking on that side. And we come back here, and a good play by them. We were trying to run the read and pull the ball out over there, and we didn't get the job done. Aaron was shaking up on a play. We come back here, and oh my goodness, didn't quite get it to him there. We come back on third down here, a penalty, and I don't know what happened right there, Randy. We come here with a fourth down play, and we try to throw the halfback pass, and we throw it, and they interfere with us over there, and intercept the ball and interfere with us, and that was a big play to keep our drive going over there and allow us an opportunity to stick the thing in. And we come back here, a good gain down there on first down. Reggie Hightower run the wedge up behind our offensive line. We're coming off football good here right now. We dropped a gain 2 or 3 yards right there. I tell you, Andalusia real big and strong. Their defensive front, I think, was as good. Probably the best defensive front we faced all year, with the exception of Greenville. We come back here and get some extracurricular shots here, I see, of what's going on.
Cameraman, he's checking the crowd out now, checking everything out. So we got a first down now, Coach. And this is.
We missed that other play, I guess, didn't we? Well, that's all right. That was the only good play we've had up to this point. Don't worry about that, Mike. And I'll be honest, this is a real poor job right here. Probably a poorest job on my part. Good job blocking right there. We missed one block, but this, I tell you the truth, probably a poor job play calling on my part of getting the thing in here. We don't make enough blocks here to get the job done. And, you know, we've down on the 3-yard line. We all been sticking the thing in. If we stuck this in, we very, very possibly had a good chance to win the football game. And that's just real poor. And that's you know, you can't beat yourself up about that. And I'm not. I sure would have liked to have done a thing or two different on that end. But you know, we were able to hold them here, and in the second quarter we go in 10-0. And I think they didn't really. Our kids were disappointed about not getting the ball in there, but they came back out in the second half and didn't let that ball. And I think there was a time that would have bothered them. So that ended the first half with 4 Andalusia 10 Ottman.
A good group of seniors this year. I know you're proud of them, and I know you'd probably like to comment a little bit about them. And I got a list of all of them. I hope I don't leave anybody off. But first, what about Larry Phillips?
Randy Larry's a senior who came out football. Well, he's been out before. This first time he's really ever come out and stayed and played. Larry really, I think, matured a lot the last couple of years. He came out this year and really wanted to play. And he started out, didn't know a whole lot about what to do and those kind of things, and gradually he got better. And about the middle of the year, he became a pretty good football player. And he became he was a leader for us. And tell you, it's kids like him that really make you glad you're in coaching sometime. He came on and did really, really well, and I think football really helped him, and he became a real good football player for us. And I just wish we'd had him out there 3 years instead of just 1 year. But he did an outstanding job for us, and it's hard to come out in his situation like he did and be a leader after, you know, coming out of football for the first time, really, as a senior and playing like that. And he did a really good job for us, and we're real proud to have him.
Sonny Messer.
Kind of a special place in my heart for Sonny. He's team voted him one of our captains this year. Probably one of the greatest leaders that I've ever had on any kind of football team. And, played offense, defense with good defensive men for us this year. And, I think a lot of things you'll remember. I think as long as I've been coaching, I won't forget tonight that we got beat by Headland 34-14. And after we got through, I said my little piece in my little thing in the dressing room, you know, about the players and about what we're going to try to do next week and that kind of thing. And I turned to walk out, and when I did, before everybody else got up, Sonny stood up in front of his teammates and said, "Every one of you better have yourself at practice Monday." And I don't think I'll ever forget that. I think that had a lot to do with what we did towards the end of the year. But he was a tremendous leader, really great football player, a tough kid. I don't know what Sonny's going to decide to do in the future, but he'll be a success wherever he decides to do.
Mike Solomon.
Mike Solomon's a pretty good football player, both sides of the ball. There's not many guys that you let go out there and play every snap, and I believe he'd play every snap, not because he's in super condition, although he was in pretty good condition, but just because he's tough as nails. And I don't know if I've ever been around too many tougher football players than what he is. And a tremendous blocker, good leader, and outstanding defensive player. The last 4 or 5 games of the year, I don't know if he was blocked too many times. He made about as many plays as any defensive tackle you're going to see. And it's been a real pleasure to have him around, and we're going to miss him around. He's an outstanding football player.
Stephen Fuchs.
Stephen is our center and also played nose guard for us, and was a really good leader. Stephen, good sense of humor, and we didn't worry too much about getting the ball snapped and this, that, and so forth. He allowed us to do some things that you don't do with centers a lot of times. You know, a lot of times I always said, Stephen, that guy's playing over in Gap. Can you get him? He looked at me kind of funny and said, yeah, I can get him. So he was very intelligent, knew what was going on, made very few mistakes, and was a really good, tough, physical football player. One of those guys, he got us a lot of penalties. Not that they called them on him, but he had that ability to take a guy and put him in the ground and keep rooting him down there, and them guys get kind of frustrated and start beating on him. Officials throw a flag on him sometime, but I'm going to miss Stephen. He was a really good player.
Kevin Crew.
Kevin's another senior who had been out before and who came out this year again and became a really good defensive end, I thought. One of the differences in our defense this year was him and Sonny were really good defensive ends. You need really good defensive ends to be able to play our defense. Kevin was real physical and really hit some big licks during the year and came a long way. It's hard when you hadn't played that much to come out and be a really good player. And as the year went on, I thought he became a really good player. And, you know, we're going to miss him. I know the other night after he left after the ball game, you know, he made a comment to Coach Smith and I as he left that he was really glad that he played this year. And we're real glad to have him, and I know he played hard, and I know his parents and all are real proud of him just as we are.
Randall Bass.
Randall is another senior who had not played before and came out for the first time, and I tell you, he's a real joy to have around and give you all kind of effort on the practice. It doesn't make a difference what you need on the practice field. If you need a guard, he'll play guard. If you need a linebacker, he'll play linebacker. If you need a running back, he loved to play running back. We used to go down there on Wednesdays and throw the football. He loved to play tight end and running back or something, anything they could throw in the ball and catch the ball. And they would throw that thing out there, and he made some of the most incredible one-handed catches you ever seen, and it just picked up everybody's day when he did that all the time. He was a real joy to have on the football team, and our kids are gonna miss having Randall around. He again commented the other night he was glad he played. I was real proud to have him around. He did a good job for us on the specialty team, on our punt return team, our extra point team, and those kind of things. And we appreciate Randall and the efforts he gave.
Lance Lindsay.
I told Coach Smith not long ago, Lance one of those guys who had an opportunity to be a real bad football player. And instead of being a real bad one, he decided he wanted to be a good one. He put a lot into it. I don't think that we ever had a player out there this year that gave more effort on a day-to-day basis than Lance does. And Lance wasn't loaded with, wasn't given a lot of God-given speed or strength or anything like that. What he was given, I think, is the ability to really give his greatest effort on every play, and it didn't make a difference. He did his job sometimes. Sometimes he got whipped, but you knew that when you were running the ball, that Lance was going to give his best effort every time he had it, and I think that's a great compliment to him. He was a good leader for us and did everything we asked him to do, was very, very positive. He was there all the time ready to go, and we're going to miss Lance. We had some really good senior offensive linemen, and we're going to miss those guys and all the blocking they did, particularly last half of the year.
Chuck Ennis.
Chuck is one of the, I guess, 7 guys that have been there the past 3 years, ever since, I guess, I walked in the door the first day I had a meeting. Chuck was one of the guys that was there. He was a 10th grader at the time. Chuck never got a lot of offensive, defensive playing time. He's been through some tough times with his shoulder injuries and different things. But Chuck was always there at practice every day. This year he contributed on our extra point team, did a good job on our punt return teams, and did a good job of helping getting our offense and defense ready to play every week. And I had a lot of respect for Chuck just from the standpoint that he came out there and gave his best effort all the time. And I think that Chuck's very intelligent. I don't know what Chuck's going to do when he leaves school and going. I know he's going to go to college and all, but he'll do a good job and be a good worker for somebody one day. And we appreciate everything he's done for us over the past 3 years.
John Dawson.
I don't know what we do at John. He ended up, he's probably as good a snapper as there is in the state of Alabama. Unfortunately, we couldn't let him snap because he had to punt. And he was a great snapper for extra points. Couldn't let him do that because he had to do place kicking for us. And he played offensive, defensive tackle for us and over the years, and just really, I thought John really came on the last half of the year and became a really good player. And tell you, it's easy to run up there and make some yards when you running behind a guy that'll come off the ball like John would. And I think John's greatest asset, he was voted captain by the team, but I think maybe his greatest asset, he has a great sense of humor. And he kept everybody loose out there all the time. And one thing about our seniors, our football team, we really had a good time this year. I think John had a lot to do with that, and I'm going to miss John.
Cam Odom.
Cam's another guy that's been through a lot over 3 years. He's been with us and moved and come back and been through a lot of different kind of problems, but he contributed to our football team this year at defensive end and played a lot of tight end for us and was on almost all our specialty teams and did a good job for us. And Cam, again, wasn't blessed with a lot of speed and that kind of thing, but him and Sonny and Lance and Stephen and John and Mike Smithy, Larry and Smithy, these guys were good leaders for us, and he did that throughout the year.
Stan Goodman.
And Stan had a real tough break this year and in getting injured, and thought he handled it about as well as a young man could. And they got to go ahead last Wednesday afternoon and told him if he wanted to play, he could play. We put him on the kickoff team in there. I noticed when he lined up over, he looked like he gained about 15 or 20 pounds. He put a little weight on over there, but Stan's a good young man, and he's got a real promising future in whatever he decides to do. And he would have been a really great football player for us by the end of the year this year, and I thought he handled his situation real well.
Sure did, Coach, and Coach, that's a great bunch of seniors.
Well, we appreciate them, and I think that that they did a lot to help try to restore some of the pride in our football program.
Good group of seniors, and we'll be back right after these words. Second half, and I believe that's McTier running the second half kickoff.
Yeah, they got penalized to play a game. We got good field position to start off with here. And, we come here, good play by Scott Parker, pulling the ball out here and making a good gain on first down. I think no doubt Greenville's the best defensive team we had played all year. We missed 2 blocks out there on the corner, keep us from making a good gain on that play. Pretty good execution in the backfield. We sealed everything off, but we didn't get rid of 2 critical blocks. I think Greenville's the best defense football team we played this year, and Monroeville was really outstanding on defense. I think Andalusia was right in there with Monroeville, and as having a good defense football team, particularly the defensive lineman, I thought did a good job. And great job here. And then we make a mistake down here and give them about that 10 yards there. We just kind of got caught inside. We had the guy bottled up, and he made a move, bounced back outside. And you're going to see us play some really good defense in the second half. And I tell you, man, we had some opportunity. They fumbled to us down here, and big opportunity. We're not able to cash this thing in. And we come back here and get a short gain on first down on a trap. We got second and about 7, and we come back and
almost right here.
We just didn't quite get the completion right there. And we come back with a big third down play, and we fake, and we complete the pass down there, and we just short first down, and the ball's fumbled, and they recover it right there on the sideline. And that one really hurt. I thought we were going to stick that one in. We had the completion. If we didn't have the first down, we would have been right there on it. And good defense. I think Tony Kirkland on the play. Or Kevin Cruz, excuse me, I think, on the play. Maybe Tony Kirkland, too. And big play in the backfield there. I think that's Antonio Edwards making the play. And so now they punt from back there in their end zone. And they shank that thing off. We get real good field position down here again. And start with, when we have the ball about the 36-yard line and get a good gain there, about 4 yards on first down. Yeah, we really needed to come back here and throw the football a little more than we had, particularly on the early downs. But we come back here and try to throw a deep pass down there. We they'd been kind of inching up close on us, and they intercept the ball and they get it back down on the 2-yard line and stack them up in there. And I see, look like Greg Taylor stacking things up in there. The start of the second half is really kind of like the start of the first half, and they fumble the ball again, and we get on it down there close. And I guess this really determined the outcome of the ball game. We're just not able to see, we didn't make the block there on the defensive tackle, and we're just not able to get things done down here. We come back and try to trap up inside and don't make anything. We're faced with a third down call and come back here and look and pressure on the backside and don't get the ball off, and now it's fourth down again. We felt like it'd be best to try to go ahead and kick the field goal because we need to try it twice, and the field goal's just off to the right. So we had 2 chances down here close to the third quarter and didn't get anything out of it. And you got to cash in those chances.
Can't give away chances in a big ball game.
You know, if we'd have just cashed in one of them, probably determined that's 3 times we got down here close and was not able to do anything about it. They throw a little tight end dump there. I think Scott Parker makes a play.
The defense has really come to life here, and Kevin Crew and
Larry Phillips did a good play over there on the corner. Larry Phillips really became a good cornerback, particularly the last 2 or 3 games of the year. I thought against Geneva last week and Friday night against Andalusia, he played very well. They're coming up again making another good play. I think it goes back to just some of that experience. They end the third quarter, score still 10-0.
Ted's Pharmacy, located on North Main Street, is delighted to be a Bobcat supporter. Open 7 days a week to serve you, our valued customer, with all your pharmaceutical needs. Ted's Pharmacy also has a large selection of gifts for all occasions. Ted's Pharmacy, a 24-hour-a-day business, 7 days a week.
In a big quarter here, 10-0 in favor of Andalusia, and it's fourth down, and they're punting the ball.
Well, it really is, Randy. They try to draw us off sides there.
I'd had a heart attack if they'd have called that, because that's, you know, is that legal?
Now, the rule says that you cannot intentionally draw someone offside, but I've never seen it called, and that's garbage, really. We come back here, and, you know, they stand up in there on us pretty tough up in there. We weren't able to. They're real quick. We weren't able to get outside on them very much, and you know, where Scott run the ball outside on the option, making a game face down here with third and about 3. We come back here, and they do a really good job over there. We weren't able to block them off tackle over there. We had run 2 tight ends a lot and tried to run both sides, and we weren't very successful at that either. You know, they're just a good defensive football team, but as long as you're playing good defense and you got an opportunity as the night goes on, maybe to make a big play or take control of the situation later on and make a big play, a fumble or something like that, and gets points on the scoreboard. And, you know, we just end up being a little bit short. They come back here and try to throw a deep pass, and they're behind us there, and oh, goodness, he just drops the thing. And, you know, we're thankful for that. I think they had a flag holding call, and I think we went ahead and backed them up here to back them up a little bit, try to add to our field position. See John Donaldson stacking them up in there. There's Antonio Edwards again, making the play. And they try to run a sweep here and cuts up inside, and it's like Sonny Messer and Trey Smith making the play. And so we try to rush them here and don't quite get it done. And the ball hits down there and rolls. We get the ball back down here on about our 31-yard line to start off with here in the fourth quarter. We come here and run a reverse and did a poor job of, that's my fault. That's something we hadn't worked enough on during the week, and we didn't run near as many times as we needed to. And, we come back here on second down and throw an incomplete pass. We faced with third and long again. We had too many of them the other night. And
this was almost touchdown here, Coach.
Well, it was just one of those things. That guy just tipped the ball there a little bit. We didn't quite get it done. That's one we'd put in the other day, and we forced the punt again. T-Ran, there's a lot of punting going on in the last 3 quarters of this ball game. And it was just one of those good defensive battles. And you can see there, good punt coverage down there. And we need to just get off our knees a little bit. Good punt coverage. Anytime you see them go left and right and left, try to run those punts back. They can't find anywhere to go. And we stack them up off tackle there again for a short gain. To Andalusia's got Michael Hines making a play there. I think Jake Donaldson leaning on it also. They've got some good backs, and they after they lost a quarterback, you know, they still have some threats back there, but it look like they've lost on their offense. They just more or less kind of run the leads and sweeps and that kind of thing. We got kind of a high snap. We still couldn't quite get back there to it. We called the fair catch down there on about the 17-yard line. And time's starting to draw kind of near now, Randy, and we feel like we need to come on out and throw the football some and come here on first down and throw a curl pass incomplete. Come back on second down, come back with a screen play, and Michael Hines down there, a couple good blocks, and we get a good gain on the play down to about the 35 or 5-yard line for a first down. It's been a good little screen play for us, a good execution by Aaron and Michael over there. And come back, complete the curl there again, and see our fans this time starting to get behind us again and get the ball up to about midfield. We come back and break trap, and this is a great run and great effort. Good block there by Kevin Hall, and Larry Rogers makes one. And great job and effort by Reggie to get the ball in the end zone and make the score 10-6. And that great drive there to drive the ball down, and our kids not giving up and hanging in there. We knew we just hung in there, we'd have a chance to get some points on the scoreboard.
That was a beautiful run. Like you said, some good blocks, and this is a big play right here, too, and a pretty play.
Well, we knew that we, in order to win the ball game, the score needed to be 10-8, and this is a great pass and catch there by Larry Phillips on the reception, and Trey Smith on the pass, and he broke open early, and the guy went back to cover him, and Trey just really made a good pass up there, and Larry made a good jump catch it. So with a little less than 3 minutes left in the game, that makes the score 10-8, and we felt like, Randy, we were playing so well defensively, we felt like we could hold them, and so we had a couple timeouts left, but we decided to go ahead and kick the ball on downfield, and we do, and that's, I believe, Larry Phillips down there making a tackle. And so we come here, and
bingo.
Big play, Sonny Messer down there, and making that play, and going to see some Bobcats getting at somebody here now. They faced for the third down, and they fumble the ball. I still don't understand why we didn't get that. There was a disagreement among the officials, and they ended up giving the ball back to Andalusia. And it looked like to me that before he ever went down, they were diving for the ball.
And the clock's running while all this right here is going on, what I was so ill about.
Well, I didn't see that time. They give. But so I don't know. Maybe he was down, maybe he wasn't. There was a disagreement among the officials. But anyway, we're faced with a third down play here,
and we hold them again.
And we hold them again, and so it's a big play to hold them here, and they run the sweep, and we get out there and hold them just short of the first down, and what had happened, we had tried to block the last couple of times and had Reggie kind of pumped up over there. We decided to put our return on, and Ed Gunfield and snapped the ball over the punter's head, and we weren't rushing that many folks, and they recognized what was going on, and they really almost clipped us right there, and he almost made the first. Jason Carnley chasing him over there, and we finally, great job. I don't know, it looked like Donnie Bryant, somebody to get him down over there. They're just short of the first down, and, see, Chuck was over there chasing him, so we come back here, and there's not much there's listen.
No, almost right here, too.
Like, yeah, we just didn't quite. I think there's, I don't know, Randy, maybe a minute, something left in the ball game. And we come back here and throw the screen pass and get over here, and looks like, as far as I tell there, he didn't get down out of bounds over there. And we were hoping we could stop the clock, and we throw the completion. We didn't run the route quite long enough there to get the first down, so we're faced down here with fourth down, and we've got to make the first down, and we come back here and throw the incompletion there on 4th down, and so that pretty much is a ball game right there. And you know, it was heartbreaking. We had our chance, we just didn't quite get it done, but certainly couldn't fault the effort of our kids who played their hearts out, and as Andalusia did, and you know, they just ended up on the upper side of the score.
It was a hard-fought ball game. Coach, that was a fine football game as you'll want to see. Like you said, the score did not turn out like we wanted it to. But, Coach, this season, I reckon you just give me a little wrap-up of what do you think of the season.
Well, it's, in one sense, it seems like the season just got started.
Sure does.
We started out first week of August with about 6 or 7 kids that had ever been on the field before, and didn't have a whole lot of coaching experience. And those guys, I thought our coaches came forth and did a great job of coaching on the practice field. Our kids walked out there, and you know, we've had some problems during the year, this, that, and so forth, but for the most part, Randy, they've done everything we've asked them to do. They believed in what we were doing, and we've been through some real hard times, and yet the bottom line, I told our players in the dressing room the other night, the bottom line was that, you know, this team will go down as 5-5. They'll go down as a record. There's no doubt in my mind they're winners to overcome what they have overcome. When we started the season, there was a lot of discontent about football around here. A lot of people who didn't think we were going to have a very good team, and told our players about that. And our players heard a lot of that for the year starting. There's no doubt in my mind that from spring training and so forth, we lost a few kids just from the standpoint they didn't think we were going to have a very good team. And when you listen to that for a while, I guess it can do one or two things to you. It can kind of melt you down. You kind of start feeling that way, or it kind of makes you mad, and you want to do something about it. And we had enough guys that kind of made them mad, want to do something about it. I'm extremely proud of what they've done, where they've come from. We were definitely improved over the 3 years I've been here. I think we're definitely improved this year in some areas. There's no doubt that we had much better attitude. And attitude encompasses a lot of things. No, mental toughness is one part of it. We had much better attitude out of our players than we've ever had before. Better leadership than we've ever had. I think that we changed our conditioning and things like that up some, and we were in much better condition than we've been in before. And I think that told on us in the 4th quarter, the way we won some games at the end of the year down here by just being, you know, not quite so tired in the 4th quarter, being tough. And we definitely improved some of those. I thought our running game was better than it's been in a while. And I know that some things in the kicking game, we were real poor in the kicking game early, and we made some improvements in some of those areas, like our punt returns much better than they've been. We covered kickoffs better than we've done before. And the bottom line, Randy, is that we ended up 5-5. Our kids gave great effort. I thought that it was a very positive experience for everybody. There wasn't a day that I went out on the practice field I didn't enjoy being out there. And the players don't understand this. There's some days the coaches don't particularly want to go out there as much either. You might remember some of those days. I don't know if things are tough sometimes, but it wasn't that way with this team. I think a football program ought to do 3 things. I think, number one, it ought to win. We won 5 and lost 5. Wish it could have been. We came about 20-something seconds away from accomplishing our goal of having a winning season, beating Andalusia, and making the playoffs. I think football program ought to be fun. There's no doubt. I think that our players, at least the majority of them, would tell you they had a good time this year. And I think finally a football program ought to teach them something they can take with them in their later years. And I think that maybe they learned some of those things. I think our guys know now how important your mental attitude and outlook is on things, how important it is to care about your teammates, to be a leader, that those things do win. And so from that standpoint, it was a good year. And I wish we could have won some more ball games. But, you know, you have to accept things the way they are and go on, and this team has been good to do that. I'll remember these guys for a long time for how far they've come. And the last thing I told our coaches, first meeting we had this year, that my goal was at the end of the year, regardless how many games we won, how many games we lost, to be able to sit down and say that it was a good year. And to me, my own personal opinion, I'd like to say that it was a good year. and I enjoyed it, and it was a very, very positive experience for me, and made me believe in what I'm doing, and I hope that that it will was that way for all these other guys that participated in it, whether it be player, coach, manager, or whatever.
Coach, I think y'all had a real good season. And I do like one thing you said, keep saying about that you told me during the year. A lot of times you come up here on Tuesday night, you know, things may not have been going great, but you tell me, say, I'm enjoying it. We're having a good time. You know, to know that you can go to work, go out there this afternoon, have a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid, that's where you make your living. You depend on a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid to make your living. And you go out there every afternoon and say, hey, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. You know, that makes you go home at night and being able to sleep and helps a lot.
Well, it does, and you know, I didn't worry about how our kids were going to play on Friday night. I knew they were going to give great effort all the time.
You knew they weren't going to quit.
And well, they never did that. I think that was obvious from what they've done. And finally, Randy, I'd like to thank Mike for putting this show on down here. And he makes things bearable. I tell you, Mike's one of those guys that doesn't make any difference how things are going, good, bad, whatever. He'll come talk to you about it. He's with you and supporting you with what's going on. And on those nights you play good, he tells you. On those nights we stink it up a little bit, he'll tell you too and talk with you about it. That's all right, though. That's part of it. And I appreciate what he does more for this football program than a lot of people realize. Big thanks to Mr. Pyron, too. I think Mr. Pyron has done a lot to, probably as much as one principal could do to help put spirit back in our school and that kind of thing. You know, he just takes control of the pep rallies down there every once in a while and helps them out down there, and I appreciate him doing that. Our coaching staff, Jack, Robbie, Donnie, and Mike Archie, who helped us out this year, and the great, you know, the work that they've done on and off the field and preparation, the hours that they put in. You know, I could sit here and thank a lot of people, Bernice and the cheerleaders, probably as good a group of cheerleaders I've been around, and all the things and time and effort. Well, you know something about that they put in, and in doing all that. And you know, we're just very appreciative to all these people and the people that get in there and support us on a day-to-day basis and really help us out. Our managers, Chad DeFell, Alex Davis, and Preston Bout. Well, Preston came and helped us out here the latter part of the year, and Mark Booth helps us on Friday nights. And of course, Tim Meadows, who is always there, regardless of what the score is, win, lose, or draw. Tim and I close the doors up every Friday night. He doesn't know what that means to me sometimes. We appreciate that. And finally, Randy, I'd just like to say that it's been a good year, but 5-5 is not where we'd like to be. We'd like to be a little bit further along than that, and we still have some things we need to work at and do a little bit better job of. And I think that the future of this athletic program is still good, but there's some things that need to happen between now and then. We need everybody to get behind us, and I just like to say this: when the community of Ock makes up its mind that it really wants a first-class football program, a winner year after year after year, and helps us get behind what's going on and supports our kids and our players and the way that so many people do. But when it's really important to everyone that we get the job done, they get out there behind us and help us start getting kids out football, ought to be playing football, and those kind of things, then I hope maybe we can put on one that year after year will win 7, 8, 9 games, and not just on a good year win 5, 6, 7 games, and on a bad year win 1 or 2. We want to have one that's going to compete year after year after year, and it's going to take everybody doing that, and I hope that in the years to come we'll get more and more people behind what we're doing here.
Coach, I do too, and I agree with you 100%. We also want to thank the Booster Club, Kenneth Taylor. The job they've done for us this year is that, you know, it takes a lot of money to put on an athletic program. A lot of sport, and I know that the food's been mighty good this year. We've had steak and all kinds of different food, and it's been mighty good. They've done a tremendous job there.
Sure.
And also with these sponsors, the people that sponsor this show here, if this is a filming that we have to swap with other teams and all the sponsors that put on the show this year, we really appreciate that.
Well, we sure do, and I know some of them been year after year after year putting these on there, and we really appreciate it.
Coach, any other comments before we call it a wrap?
No, thanks, sir. It's just thanks to everybody. Wish we could have won more. I wish that we could have beat Andalusia, but there's always next year. There'll always be an Opp Andalusia game, and there'll always be next year. There'll be 10 more Opp high school football games, and I hope this community and this school and everybody get behind our kids, and let's put on the best one we've ever put on next year.
Thank you, Coach. Enjoyed it. Bobcat fans, we've enjoyed this year. Looking forward to seeing you again next year. Good night.